Welcome to the guest docket. I'm going to interview Daryl Crosthwaite about one of his specialties, which is Social Security disability law. Daryl, tell us a little bit more about your background and what caused your interest in practicing law.
Thanks, Mike. As I indicated earlier, I graduated from Eastern Kentucky University down in Richmond, Kentucky, a political science degree. I then obtained my Juris Doctorate degree at the Salmon P. Chase College of Law at Northern Kentucky University. As of this month, I've been practicing for 25 years. My primary areas of focus are workers' compensation, Social Security, disability, and personal injury law. I think that I decided to become a lawyer. My mom kind of talked me into it at an early age because I was very argumentative with her and my father and my sister, and I think that's why I became a University of Cincinnati fan instead of a UK fan, because I always wanted to take the opposite position of everyone. So becoming a lawyer was a perfect fit for me.
Like the challenge there, huh?
Yes.
Why did you choose Social Security law as one of your focuses?
I like helping those who need help. I like helping those who want to help themselves. I started out initially wanting to be a prosecutor. I used to work for Judge Fred Cardellano in the Hamilton County Court of Common Pleas when I was in law school. And at first I thought I wanted to be a prosecutor. But after witnessing criminal trials, after talking to juries, watching the trials up close and personal, I decided that civil law was better suited for me. It's a challenge. It's like putting a big puzzle together where you have to take, the medical evidence. You then have to, depending on the judge and their little idiosyncrasies, try to figure out, what the best tactic and strategy is for your particular client.
Excellent. Kind of give us an overview of what types of Social Security law are available for the general public.
Well, thank you. There are disability benefits, Social Security disability benefits, pay benefits to individuals who have an impairment or a combination of impairments that are expected to last for a continuous period of 12 months or more or result in death. Social Security disability benefits, you usually see them with individuals who have worked all their life. They've paid into the system, Social Security taxes, and they've either been injured on the job or they've contracted some diseases, cancer, rheumatoid arthritis, other type of impairments and disabilities which prevent them from performing work on a full-time basis. There is also what is called SSI. Essentially for SSI, you have to prove the same thing as Social Security disability. You have to show that you have physical or mental impairments, a condition or a combination of conditions which is expected to last for a continuous period of 12 months or more. The difference with SSI is it is for those who have never worked or they are of low income and they have not put enough quarters of coverage into the Social Security system. You have to prove both for Social Security. You have to prove the same thing for Social Security disability and SSI, but disability is based on what you've paid into the system and SSI is based on need.
How do you qualify for either SSD or SSI?
Well, essentially, you can file the applications with the Social Security Disability Administration. You can do so either online. I believe that the website is www.ssa.gov. You can go online and file your application for benefits, for disability benefits on that website. Great thing about filing online is the fact that if you get tired, you don't have specific information, you can log out and then you can always try to get back on later with a re-entry number. You can also file by telephone. You can call Social Security Disability, matter of fact, or Social Security Administration. I actually had a couple appointments today that I scheduled for some people in June. You call, you set up an appointment, Social Security will call you, they'll ask you information over the telephone. You can also go in person to one of the local Social Security offices. Here in Cincinnati, there is one at 550 Main Street right in downtown by Government Square. There's another office on Reading Road up in Evendale, and I believe there's the office in Hamilton right off Winford Avenue up off the Fox Highway. And in order to file for those benefits, the more information you have about doctors, the jobs you performed, what you've done and why you can't work, names of hospitals, doctors, addresses, your impairments, the easier it'll be for you when you file your application.
What type of evidence would you suggest having if you go through this process?
Primarily medical evidence. The Social Security Administration, I've told numerous clients throughout the years that, they say, well, I can't work. I can't get up in the morning, I have pain, I can't lift more than 5 pounds, I can't walk for more than 5 minutes or stand for more than 5 minutes, but unfortunately some of those people haven't received treatment. Without medical evidence, it's going to be impossible to win your Social Security case. You have to be getting active medical treatment from a medical provider. The Social Security Administration does not want doctors to provide evidence saying Mike Weber's disabled or Daryl Crosthwaite's disabled.
That's not enough?
They don't want that. The determination of whether or not someone's disabled is Social Security's decision, the administrative law judge's decision, not the doctor's decision. What Social Security is looking for is evidence of a person's limitations. How much they can lift and carry, push and pull, sit, stand, walk, bending, stooping, carrying. Limitations that affect your activities of daily living. Things that you do around the house, cleaning the house, cooking, vacuuming, mopping, dusting, making the bed, going up and down stairs, things of that nature. So they're looking for all of those type of activities and medical evidence. You need to submit medical evidence from doctors, chiropractors, hospitals, physical therapists, and mental health specialists.
As you go through this process, do you approach those doctors as an attorney and request that information?
Early in my career, I used to request reports quite often from doctors on Social Security cases, and honestly, I found it ineffective. I think the best thing personally for me to do is I'll get the medical records, I submit them, and occasionally I will request that a doctor complete what's called an RFC, a residual functional capacity form, in which a doctor will list a person's specific limitations. You can do that both for physical conditions and also for mental health conditions.
Now, isn't there a process that Social Security Administration goes through?
Well, there's 5 levels of the Social Security system. The initial determination level is the first level, and usually it takes about 90 days to go through each level. The initial determination is the first level. Reconsideration is the next level. The third level is the administrative law judge hearing level. That, unfortunately, there's such a huge backlog with all levels of the hearing that it takes quite a while to get to a hearing. From the time you file for the hearing to the time you get the hearing is usually anywhere from 12 to 18 months. Then after that, you also have the appeals council. Then, depending on certain case, you could also file that to federal court.
All right. Do cases always go to hearing?
No, they don't. Actually, a lot of cases, and Social Security has made a really concerted effort to try to narrow the cases that actually have to go to hearing. There have been cases this year that I've won without a hearing, where you filed it in the first 2 levels. They're far and few in between. When it gets to the hearing level, there are a lot of judges that will issue on-the-record decisions. You send memos into the judges, and we have a great corps of judges here in Cincinnati. You send letters into the judges, and they will then look at the evidence, and if they believe that the evidence is supportive and documents a disability, they will issue an on-the-record decision. But going to a hearing sometimes isn't a bad thing, because sometimes when you get in front of a judge and a judge can actually see your client and judge their credibility and listen to their testimony, it usually works to their advantage.
If you are successful in obtaining Social Security benefits, how much do you receive? How do they calculate this?
Well, for Social Security disability, it's based on what you've paid into the system. You have to, everybody looks at their paychecks and they see the FICA and they see the Medicare tax that are taken out of your checks. And if you've paid into the system, you get a percentage of what you've paid into the system for disability benefits. For SSI, it's based on need. Social Security or SSI, Supplemental Security Income Benefits, I believe that the maximum this year for benefits, I want to say, is $716 a month. That varies, however, depending on your resources and your income. The more income you have, the more resources you have, the less you may get in SSI. And you can get a combination of SSI and disability benefits. You can also, and a lot of people don't realize this, that if you're receiving such benefits as workers' compensation benefits, you can also get a combination of workers' compensation benefits and Social Security disability benefits. Of course, there may be offsets between those two types of benefits.
Daryl, thank you very much. It's been very helpful.
Thank you, Mike.